In today's fast-paced world, disrespect seems to lurk around every corner, whether it's at work, in social settings, or even online. But what if I told you that the ancient philosophy of Stoicism has the wisdom you need to rise above it all? In this video, we're diving deep into 10 powerful Stoic lessons that will empower you to handle disrespect with grace and resilience. Imagine walking into a meeting where someone dismisses your ideas or encountering rudeness in your daily interactions. It can be frustrating, but remember, it's not the words or actions of others that truly disturb us. It's our judgments about those actions. Let's kick off with our first lesson. Lesson 1. You control your reactions. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often reminded himself you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When faced with disrespect, pause and reflect before reacting. For example, think of a time when someone insulted you. Instead of snapping back, consider how taking a moment to breathe and think can help you respond calmly. This empowers you, allowing you to dictate the outcome instead of being a victim of someone else's actions. Lesson 2. Take responsibility for your emotions. It's easy to blame others for how we feel. However, the Stoics teach that our emotions are our own responsibility. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic and you feel a rush of anger. Instead of allowing that anger to take hold, remind yourself that their actions do not dictate your feelings. You can choose to let it go, transforming your emotional response. By taking ownership, you can cultivate a sense of inner peace, regardless of how others behave. Lesson 3. Practice indifference. The Stoics believed in apatheia, which means being free from the passions that disturb our peace of mind. This doesn't mean you should be emotionless, but rather that you should cultivate a sense of detachment from others' opinions. For instance, consider a time when a friend made a snide comment about your career choices. Instead of letting it bother you, practice indifference. Realize that their opinions reflect their own insecurities, not your worth. This shift can provide you with the freedom to pursue your path confidently. Lesson 4. Focus on your own virtue. In moments of disrespect, it's tempting to retaliate or seek validation from others. Instead, concentrate on maintaining your own integrity. Picture a scenario where a coworker undermines your efforts in front of others. Rather than responding with anger, choose to rise above it. Focus on delivering quality work and embodying the values you cherish. By doing so, you preserve your character and show that you are above petty conflicts. Your integrity will shine brighter than any insult. Lesson 5. Everything is temporary. The Stoics often reminded themselves of the impermanence of life. When you encounter disrespect, keep in mind that this moment is fleeting. Think back to a time when you felt deeply offended, only to realize weeks later that it didn't matter. By understanding that discomfort is temporary, you can detach yourself from immediate feelings of hurt and regain perspective. Embrace the idea that life is full of ups and downs, and this too shall pass. Lesson 6. Practice perspective. When facing disrespect, it's essential to adopt a broader viewpoint. Ask yourself, will this matter in a month? A year? Most likely, it won't. Consider the story of a young athlete who faced harsh criticism after a poor performance. Instead of dwelling on it, he reminded himself of his long-term goals and the many games ahead. This perspective allowed him to learn from his mistakes without letting others' disrespect define him. By focusing on the bigger picture, you can minimize the impact of transient moments. Lesson 7. Understand others' perspectives. Often, disrespect stems from ignorance or misunderstanding. Epictetus taught that people act according to their beliefs, even if those beliefs are misguided. Imagine a coworker who lashes out in frustration. Instead of taking it personally, recognize that their behavior might be rooted in stress or personal issues. By viewing their actions through this lens, you cultivate empathy and diffuse potential conflict. Understanding others' motivations can transform your approach and foster healthier interactions. Lesson 8. The power of patience. Disrespect often triggers immediate emotional reactions, but the Stoics advocate for patience. When you feel disrespected, take a moment to collect your thoughts before responding. Picture a scenario where a friend makes a hurtful joke at your expense. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a deep breath and respond thoughtfully. This pause allows you to maintain control and choose a response that aligns with your values rather than reacting out of hurt or anger. Lesson 9. Recognize anger as destructive. Seneca warned against the dangers of anger, calling it a temporary madness. When you allow anger to dictate your actions, you often escalate the situation. Imagine an argument with a family member where frustration builds. If you let anger take over, you may say things you can't take back. Instead, recognize when anger arises and choose to respond with clarity and composure. By doing so, you maintain your dignity and prevent the situation from worsening. Lesson 10. Rise above it. The ultimate Stoic response to disrespect is to rise above it. Don't let others drag you down to their level. Keep your head high and remember that your worth isn't determined by their opinions or actions. Picture a scenario where someone insults your achievements. Instead of retaliating, stand tall and continue pursuing your goals with determination. By embodying resilience and strength, you become an example for others and demonstrate that their disrespect cannot affect you. Incorporating these 10 Stoic lessons into your life will not only enhance your ability to handle disrespect, but also strengthen your emotional resilience. Think of each lesson as a tool you can use to navigate life's challenges. Reflect on your experiences with disrespect and consider how these teachings could have changed your response. As we wrap up, remember that Stoicism is not just about enduring difficulties, but thriving despite them. By internalizing these lessons, you can cultivate a more composed and fulfilling life, empowering yourself to handle whatever comes your way. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoic wisdom. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on how ancient philosophy can enrich our modern lives. Stay resilient, stay true to yourself, and let the teachings of Stoicism guide you in facing life's challenges with grace.